We are now solving question number 5 from June 2023 examination. So considered to be a very irritating and difficult question. A 20 marker from death of a partner wherein you are required to prepare balance sheet, partner's current account, also adjust goodwill and prepare profit and loss adjustment account. Shall we get started? The question starts with the words A, B and C are trading in partnership, sharing profits and losses in the proportion 4 is to 3 is to 3. This is their profit sharing ratio. Please do remember, what is their profit sharing ratio? 4 is to 3 is to 3. The balances in the books of the firm as on 31st December 2022, subject to final adjustments, were as under. So they've given balances. Come to the end of the question, check what is it that they want you to prepare. They've given too much of information, and in the question paper, there is too much of space between lines. That is the reason this question has gone to 3 pages. If not, this is a question which can be fit into 1.5 page. So don't let mental tricks get you by looking at the question paper and then, oh my god, it's a 3 paper question. No, if you confine it, remove that space, it's just 1.5 page question, not too lengthy. Okay, see what is it that they want you to prepare. They want you to prepare partner's capital account, partner's current account, balance sheet of the firm, and all the working notes should be done to nearest rupee. So round it off to nearest rupee. Round up or round down, whichever is closer. More than 0.5 next rupee, less than 0.5 previous rupee. So let's start. Partner's capital, partner's current, and this. So we'll read the question in the order and solve the answer also in the same order. So to start with, we have capital balances 225, 112, 500, and 135. So I'll write in my capital account, credit side, by balance brought down 2,25,000, 1,12,500, and 1,35,000. Shall I? Okay. So this is my partner's capital account. On the credit side, let me write by balance carried down 2,25,000, 1,12,500, and 1,35,000. Done. What's after that? We have current account balances 36, 54, 54. This is on the debit side. This is on the, so all the three partners have negative balance in their current account. So in my current account, I'll not write on the credit side by balance brought down. Instead, I'll write on the debit side to balance brought down. So let me write in my partner's current account to balance brought down 36, 54, and 54. Done. After this 36, 54, 54, then we have few assets. Land and building, furniture and fixture, stock, debtors, bank, profit. Now, this land and building, furniture, stock, debtors, bank, if there is no revaluation, these assets will appear at the same value in the balance sheet. If there is revaluation, we might have to write in the inner column, adjust it, and then post it to outer column. Ideally, what you should do in the exam is quickly read the adjustments and then see if there is any adjustment against those items. If adjustment is there, inner column. No adjustment, straight away outer column. Or you can skip to write it initially and then write it lately. We'll just glance through the adjustments. See here, interest on capital adjustment is there. Death of a partner, some goodwill adjustment. Fixed assets were to be revalued. So there is some revaluation of fixed assets. Then when necessary, profit and loss is there. Goodwill adjustment is here. I'll quickly glance through. See, land and building and furniture and fixture, there is revaluation. No other asset. So what two assets have revaluation? Land and building and furniture and fixtures. Anything else then? No, 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 no. Shall I write those two assets in the inner column and rest of the assets value in the outer column? What? Don't try to revalue right now. Revaluation will do later. For now, I'll only write the values. So I'll open my balance sheet. The balance sheet liability side, I'll give space for capital. And I'll also give space for current account. We opened ledgers. The closing balance from those respective ledger will go here. As of now, I don't know the balance. So I'll not write right now. Now come on here. Tell me what is the value on the asset side? Land and building. What is the value? 1,80,000. But is there an adjustment to this? Yes. I'll keep it in the inner column. After land and building. Furniture and fixture. Was there an adjustment to this? I'll keep it in the inner column. 33,750. Then what is the next one? Stock. Was there an adjustment? Post it to outer column. What is the next asset? Debtors. Was there an adjustment? Post it to outer column. Next one. Bank. Was there an adjustment? No. So we can write the bank balance also straight away. What is it? 90,000. 90,000. I've written straight away to outer column. Next item that I have is profit for the year before charging interest. This is the net profit brought down. The net profit, this would have to take it over P&L appropriation account. Where do you have to take this to? From this P&L account, from this net profit, we should pay interest on capital to partners. We should pay salary or remuneration to partners if they're eligible for. If there is any interest on drawings charged to the partner, we'll add that to this profit. After that, whatever is balancing figure in P&L appropriation account, That is the profit shared to partners in profit sharing ratio. Do you agree with me? We still don't know whether partner has been admitted or dead or retired. If it is dead, on what date? We don't know anything. So this is one item that we know. We should take it to P&L appropriation account. Current year profit. Are you getting it? Yeah. Let's keep this on hold because we don't know what is happening in the form. This is one item what I have not written anywhere in my answer. Remember this. Then what do we have? Creditors. What do we have? Creditors. Any adjustment? No adjustment. I'll write in my balance sheet. Creditors 67,500. We're done. Now come to the next part of the question. Regarding goodwill may be made separately instead of through revaluation account. In the explanation, I did tell you that goodwill is also another asset. Any adjustment for goodwill can be actually done through revaluation. Whenever we do problems, we don't prefer to do it. We do goodwill adjustment outside the revaluation account and then adjust partners capital account straight. Can we adjust goodwill in revaluation? Yes. Is it wrong? No, not at all wrong. That's what we do. We take it outside. They're telling take it outside. So they're telling what we already do. Even if they would have not told this line, we would have still done the same thing. Then why have they given that line? Just to make the question lengthy, make it into 3 pages and then freak you out. If you freak out, they win, you lose. Whenever they give extensive lines and then tell what you already know, like I know all of this. Don't try to freak me out. I am of a calm mind. I'm of a don't just say it, mean it. Then go to the next thing. C died. Oh, sorry. Very sorry for him. But yeah, that's going to create a little bit of problem for us. We need to do accounting for him because he died. On what date did he die? 30th of June. Remember that in this particular question, accounting year is ending on 31st of December. We read somewhere. See, 31st December is the year end. So if he's, I would say, alive till 30th June, he was alive for 6 months. He was alive for, so his share of profit will be given till the date of death. He is eligible for how many months profit? 6 months profit. So we know this entire profit here, no? 2,34,000. That 2,34,000 we write in our P&L appropriation account credit side and then share it. We should give him only 6 months profit. So what do we do? We'll prepare P&L appropriation account for 1 year broken into two parts. First 6 months, next 6 months. First we'll write only first 6 months profit. Interest on capital for 6 months, share of profit for 6 months, all the three partners. Balance of money for the next 6 months. There you share it only to A and B, not to C. Are you getting it? How much is the profit of entire year? 2,34,000. How much is the profit for 6 months? If profit for the full year is 2,34,000. 1,17,000. 2 only half 1. 34 half 17. Correct or not? 1,17,000 profit for first 6 months. 1,17,000 profit for next 6 months. So I will open my P&L appropriation account for two different parts of the year. First 6 months, next 6 months. In the first 6 months, I'll write net profit brought down. How much? 1,70,000. And for the next 6 months, I'll write 1,70,000. Sir, why don't we write 2,34,000? If you write 2,34,000, it is okay. But you would have to give share of profit for the first 6 months portion to A, B, C, and for the second 6 months portion only to A and B. Are you getting it? Why? C is dead. You can't say, no, the soul of C was working for the firm from 1st of July. If the soul of C was working for the firm from 1st of July to 31st December, that would freak the hell out of A and B. Are you getting it? This is not your South Indian horror movie where someone is dead but they have an unfinished business. They come back and then go into the soul of the hero. Always it is like the person who dies was a very good person. Someone did some harm to them and then that person dies and that person becomes ghost. Ghost is just only hero and ghost enters the soul of the hero. Hero doesn't understand. First half of the movie will be comedy and little bit of horror. By the time interval comes, hero understands the backstory of the villain. Sorry, backstory of the dead person. Feels sympathize for that person and then says, okay, I will let you take my body and then fight against that villain. But till then, villain and hero will be somehow friends. I don't know why this happens in such small world. And then that villain, that dead person soul will enter the body of the hero and then hero will fight against the villain. At last, there will be one church, masjid or temple scene where the criminal will go inside the temple or church or masjid and then stand and you whatever horror movie you have in mind, no, story will sit into it. Kanchana 1 you think, Kanchana 2 you think, Arundhati you think, anything you think. This will sit. But English movie doesn't work like that. English movie, you tell any horror movie, Conjuring, you say, evil, there will be no backstory. Horror is there, devil is there. That's it. Why? why is that person bad, why did that person become devil, nothing. Devil ashte. Indian movie logic. That person was a good person, he was born young, very nice, good, bad childhood, someone raised bad, someone abused him, someone killed him. Pigeon baratte, snake baratte. Snake also will come some movies. Animals are all shown as evil. Cat is evil, snake is evil, dog will see the ghost. All of this. Fine. Here, that soul of that partner, she will not come and work in the firm. You will give the profit for the dead partner only for the first 6 months. After that, for the later 6 months, profits are shared between only A and B, not A, B, and C. Clear? Then after that, so I've shared that profit also into two parts now. Then read the next line of the question. Interest was credited on capital account of partners as 12% per annum on the balance at the beginning of the year. So we know the capitals. How much is the capital? We will give cap only on the capital, not on the current account balance. 225, 1 lakh 12,500, 1 lakh 35,000. 12% interest. Give it for 6 months and 6 months separately. Why? For the first 6 months interest, we'll give it to A, B, and C. For the second 6 months interest, only to A and B. Why? C is dead. No one is interested once you are dead, and you will not get interest also once you are dead. That will decrease the profit. I'll write here 2 partners capital account interest on capital. A 2 lakh 25 into 12% into 6 by 12. B 6 by 12, 3 6 by 12. 6 by 12 ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಂತ how much is it? 13,500, 6,750, 8,100. Altogether 28,350. Before you finish it, write interest on capital here also for the second 6 months. Second 6 months you will give interest, but only for A and B. C illa. 13,500 and 6,750 together 20,250. Very good. This 20,250 and 28,350 we should share it to partners. Their capital will increase. We will not write it in capital account. Instead, we will write in current account. Why? We have current account. Current account idre current account alle bariyodu alva. By profit and loss appropriation interest. How much? Together. Together we should write 13,500 plus 13,500. 27,000 for A. Sir, 13,500 ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ 13,500. Oh, ಹಂಗೆ. Sir, can I write together? Oh, right. Here 6,750, 6,750. 13,500. I'll write 6,750, 6,000. Sir, can I write together? ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಳಾಗೋಗಿ. Then see 8,100 and 0. 8,100 and 0 will show the emptiness. 8,100 and 0. Okay, na? Interest on capital, did you understand? Any doubts? Difficult so far? Then already one page of the question is over. Second page also almost half over. On death of a partner, goodwill was to be valued at 3 years purchase of average annual profit up to death. So what do we do? Profit, average, adjusted average profit multiplied by 3 years. How do we find goodwill? Average profit method. Adjusted average profit multiplied by 3. Write that, write that. Don't read full question. Read little, write little. Read little, write little. Goodwill is equal to average annual profit multiplied by number of years purchase. That number of years purchase is 3 years. Okay, now average profit, we'll find it. We will find it. For computation of average profit, they are told after deducting interest on capital employed at 10%. See, sir, but interest on capital is 12%. That is actual. For computation of goodwill, whatever the capital is there, on the 10% we should deduct from profit. So from the profit, after we deduct 10% interest on capital, whatever we get, that is adjusted average profit. That profit for 3 years will add, divide by 3, multiplied by 3 years purchase to arrive at goodwill. Are you getting it? Yes or no? So remember, interest on capital at what rate do we deduct? 10%. And a fair remuneration to partners. Do we know remuneration? Don't know. They will tell. So from the profit, we're going to do 2 adjustments. What are the adjustments? Number 1, interest on capital at 10%. Number 2, remuneration. And this question, there's one beautiful adjustment what people get wrong, because of which their goodwill will go wrong. Now they've told profit should be taken off average of how many years? 3 years, okay. Innondu word ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. What is it? Very good. This is the catch. What is it? Up to the death. See, usually when we say admission or retirement, let's say admission is happening in 2022. Calendar year is financial year. Calendar year is accounting year in the question. January to December. When they say 3 years, 2022 ginta munche 3 years means 19, 20, 21. You take like that. Here in the death, they are telling 3 years up to the date of death. Death happened on 30th of June 2022. So you know what you should do? 30th of June 2022. From there behind 3 years we should take. So 6 months in 2022. 6 months in 2022 is we should take. 1 year 2021. 1.5 year over. 2020 1 year. 2.5 years over. 2019 we should not take full year. Half. So 2019 second half. 2020. 2021. 2022 first half. Usually what people do, 19, 20, 21. 3 years they'll take. Answer will be wrong. So 2019 profit, whatever they give in the question, into 6 by 12, half. 2020 full year, 2021 full year, 2022 half year. Did you get this? This is the first trick. But so far they have not given the profits. When they give, we'll take this. Are you getting it? But I'll tell it to you right now only. When we take profits, we'll take 2019, 6 months. With 6 months, second 6 months. 20 full year, 21 full year, 22 first 6 months. First 6 months. Did you get this? People usually take 19, 20, 21 full profits they'll take. They will not get full marks. Get some 80% of the marks because of this. Come on. And from this profit, we'll deduct interest on capital, we'll deduct remuneration. After that, we'll find adjusted profit. Then what do we do? Then they're telling fixed assets are to be valued by an independent valuer and all other assets and liabilities are to be taken at book value. Sumne, idon kage statement. We will not adjust it right now. When they tell, we'll take. What is that value they should tell? No, just by this statement, we won't write any entry. You should tell the value. Next, whenever necessary, profits or losses should be apportioned on time basis. You know what are they telling here? Here we want 6 months profit, no? How do you find 6 months profit? They will give full year profit. You should do into 6 by 12. You should assume that profits are equally spread throughout the year. First 6 months profit, next 6 months profit is same. You cannot say, sir, second 6 months mein sales will be more. Why? July to December gap alli Deepavali is there, Dasara is there, Christmas is there. You should not take like that. You should take it equally. First 6 months, how much profit? Second 6 months, also same profit. That's what we'll assume even if they don't tell. Here they've told. Why? To make the question lengthy and to make you people freak out. You should be like, Nangottu, what is your intentions? I will not let you freak me out. Are you getting it? Tell yourself, calm down, calm down. Baby, calm down. Then profit for 3 years is given 19, 20, 21. 19, will you take 2,52,000 full? No, half. 252 into 6 by 12. 1,26,000. I'll write here profit 1,26,000. Then 2020, 2,83,500. 2021, 2,70,000. 270, do you remember? Rahul Dravid scored 270 and he played a reverse sweep and then he got out. He could have played for a triple century in that match. You know why did he get out? Because there was one last wicket left. He was again playing for the team. He could have scored 300 there also. He got out, played the right shot. Pity. Can't help. 2016 or 270 ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 2022 profit, we know it. Where? It is there upper. That 2,50,000, 2,34,000, that is for entire year. 1 lakh. Did you understand this? Interest should be provided, but at what rate? Not at 12, at 10%. See, 10% aita. Capital, we tend to go and take this capital here. Total. What is this capital that we have here? 225 plus 112,500 plus 135. How much is that? 2,25,000 plus 1,12,500 plus 1,35,000. How much is that? 2,37,000, 3,37,000, 3,37,000, 4,72,500 or something. That doesn't include current account balances. Are you getting it? That doesn't include several other adjustments. You should not get tricked to it. Why? Wait. They would have given some information about what capital to take. Are you getting it? Just to quickly see little down. Third adjustment. Remuneration is 56,250 and the capital employed in the business to be taken as 5,85,000. If in case you do little bit of atra and then take that and then done, do no. Later when you come to adjustment 3, you'll be like, yeah, yo, what do I do now? So wait, whatever is given, you write. Whatever is not given, you don't write. Whatever you have to write, no, write it at the end. First, when you're reading the question, write only what is given. We read this profit. This profit. Which profit? This profit. We'll write this profit. Don't write interest on capital, remuneration and all. Wait. This will complete. This will write after we read the entire question. Did you get it? Okay. Now, first adjustment is over. Correct? 2 pages of the question paper is over. Was it difficult till now? Nothing. Third page. Land and building became how much? 2,25,000. Come to balance sheet. Land and building was 1,80,000. It is becoming 2,25,000. How did it become 2,25,000? Appreciation. Increase in the value by 45. 45 when the asset value increases, profit. In our revaluation account, we'll write on the credit side. Buy land and building. How much? 45,000. 45? Come on to the next one. Furniture and fixtures 22,500. Come to balance sheet. In the balance sheet, furniture and fixture is 33,750. We'll write here 22,500. How did 33,750 become 22,500? There is decrease in the value of furniture and fixture by 11,250. Decrease in the value is loss. Loss revaluation account debit side. Or in other terms, furniture value is decreasing. Furniture credit, revaluation debit. Entry is revaluation account debit to furniture 11,250. Done. Second adjustment also done. Come to third one. For valuation of goodwill, fair remuneration of partners would be how much? 56,250 per annum. And interest on capital continued. Okay, they're saying capital employed should be taken at 5,85,000 throughout. So this will help in our goodwill adjustment. Come to goodwill adjustment. Interest on capital. How much is the capitals throughout as they mentioned? 5,85,000. Rate 10%. Do 5,85,000 into 10%. 58,500 is for entire year. 2019 only 6 months. 58,500 divided by 2. 29,250 here. 29,250 here. Here and all 58,500. 58,500. Did you understand this? Pakka. Then remuneration should be deducted. How much remuneration? 56,250 per annum. But first 6 months mein half. Half is how much? Into 3 partners. Got it. Then 84,375 will be here also. Here it will be how much for these 2 years full? 56,250 into 2. Sorry, into 3. 1,68,750, 1,68,750. Now find the adjusted profit. Simple or not? 126 minus 29,250 minus 84,375. 12,375. How about here? 283,500 minus 58,500 minus 168,750. ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನೋ ಸೈಡ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Yeah, 2,70,000 minus 58,500 minus 168,750. Then 1,17,000 minus 29,250 minus 84,375. We get 3,375. Take the total adjusted profits. 12,375 plus 56,250 plus 42,750 plus 3,375. We get 1,14,750. This is for how many years? Please don't take 4 years. It is half year plus 1 year plus 1 year plus half year. 4 years alla, 3 years only. 4 years anta baradre 6 months extra agate. Sir, 1 year alva. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 6 months ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ 1 year ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. You understood what I told? Tell me what is adjusted average profit. 114,750 divided by 3. 38,250 is adjusted average profit. Correct? Goodwill is 38,350 into 3 years purchase. 1,14,750. Did you understand? This is goodwill. Now, how are we adjusting this goodwill? Is it brought in cash? Is it brought in kidney? Or is it adjusted through capital account? Is it settled privately? Is it brought in cash, completely withdrawn? Bought in cash, partly withdrawn? Or brought in cash, retained in the business? What have they told? Let's read. Doesn't matter what they tell. We'll do the same table. I'll teach you one table called T table. If you put that in T table, it will give you the entry that you should pass. Go to the next one. So goodwill was not to be shown as an asset in the books of the firm. So raise it and write it off or adjust it through capital account. Now tell me this goodwill of 1,14,750 belongs to whom? All the partners, correct or not? So if this goodwill is distributed to them, their capital will increase, correct or not? In what ratio? In their profit sharing ratio, which is we've written in the beginning 4 is to 3 is to 3, correct? Huh? Observe here 4 is to 3 is to 3, second line. So share it in the ratio 4 is to 3 is to 3 to all the partners. I will write here. See, partner A, B, C. Totally, the goodwill is 1,14,750. Share it to all the partners. That is like raising the goodwill. If you give it to them, their capital will increase. No, credit 114,750 into 4 by 10. 45,900 credit because their capital will increase. What about B? 34, 425, B and C same. Done. If you do this, entry is goodwill account debit to partners capital. Liability side partners capital will increase. Asset side goodwill will become balance sheet my asset. But they're telling don't show it as asset in the balance sheet asset side. So we'll decrease it. We will write it off. Am I right? We raised it before admission. We wrote it off. Sorry, we raised it before return, before death. We will write off after death. After death, when we write off, no, it will be only debited to partner A and B. Why? C has reached higher heaven. C has reached. Okay, higher heaven is not an English concept. English mein there is no concept called higher heaven. Higher heaven is a very desi concept. They say heaven, hell. That's it. But here we say heaven. In that also, if you are a good person and you die, you go to heaven, and that also first floor. Higher heaven. Correct or no? That we'll have a discussion some other day separately. 114,750 into 4. What is their profit sharing ratio after death? Have they told that right now? Don't know. Okay, we will wait. We will wait. We will wait. We will not write it right now. Why? We don't know. Don't know. Keep quiet. Goodwill was not to be shown. Oh, we'll adjust it. Don't worry. Therefore, adjustment for goodwill was to be made in capital accounts. We will do that. The amount due to cease estate was to remain as loan with the firm, carrying interest at 12%. So we should not pay him the money. Whatever is there as a balance in his current account, come to his current account. Current account, whatever balance will be there, will transfer to capital account. How much? We don't know. No, 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 no. Capital account in the loan. From current account, whatever balance we get, this 8,100 plus some goodwill adjustment, whatever, we get the amount, no, here balance and figure. That will transfer to capital account. In the capital account, it will come on the credit side here. C is current account balance. And whatever should be paid to C, I will not write to bank account. What will I write? To C's loan. This C's loan will appear in the balance sheet as liability. It will appear in the balance sheet as the moment you tell this, you people think, okay, current account balance I'll transfer to capital account balance I'll write in balance sheet as liability. You are forgetting something. They're told interest at 12%. Sir, how does it affect? It does affect. You know why? The reason is very simple. He died on 30th of June. Balance sheet will be prepared on 31st of December. So from 30th of June to 31st of December, on the money payable to see 6 months interest will be due. Artha aita? So the due amount of interest is expense and liability. Where will expense come? P&L. Where will liability come? So in this balance sheet, where I write C's loan, I don't know the amount. I will find it and write it later. Below that, I would also have to write outstanding interest. If I don't want to write outstanding interest, this bank balance 90 I should write in inner column, deduct such interest and then write the amount in the outer column. If they tell paid, I will do that. If they don't tell paid, I'll write outstanding interest. Did you get that? Liability over. It is also expense. Where would you write expense? P&L account. So the beauty is we prepared P&L appropriation account split 6 months, 6 months. Where will it come? First half, second half. Second half. Now did you understand why I split this into two parts? If it have not split and then wrote 2,54 here, then Yelbaritira, Kastagate, you wouldn't be able to handle it. Are you getting it? So I will write here on the debit side to interest on C's loan. How much? I don't know, boss. Why? I know interest rate. I don't know principal amount. How much is the amount of loan? Don't know. When we find it, we will write it. Till then, we will wait. Sir, इंतजार कब तक हम करेंगे भला? Okay. Next, we'll do the good things only. So right now we don't know. I remember 12%. I'll remember 12% and then wait. A and B would share profits equally from the date of death of C. Ah, see, whatever we want, they'll give. Profit sharing ratio after death is 1:1. Where does it help? Goodwill adjustment. This 1,14,750 should be written off. No. When we write off goodwill, goodwill will decrease. Goodwill credit, debit will be capital account. Debit it to A and B. 57,375 debit, 57,375 debit. Understood? Now take the net difference. 49,500 minus 57,375. Which is greater, debit or credit? Debit, 11,475. And B column. No, same baralla. 34,425 and 57,375. 22,950 debit. And then C, 34,425 credit. C is dead. C is goodwill he wants. So C's goodwill has to be paid to C. C's capital will increase by 34,425. And this has to be paid by A and B. How, in what ratio? 4:3:3 is the ratio. It's going to become 1:1. So how much are they gaining? We should compute. We should do 4/10 minus 1/2. 3/10 minus 1/2. We get gain ratio. In that gain ratio, you should share this 34,425. That's what people do. We don't have to do that. We've already found here 11,475 and 12,000, 22,950. If you want, you do that gain ratio and apply that gain ratio on 34,425. You'll get the same thing, 11,475 and 22,950. When we do problems on goodwill, we never require gain ratio. We never require sacrifice ratio. What you are doing is new ratio, old ratio difference you'll find as gain or sacrifice. That you multiply with goodwill. Fractions deduction is actually little complex. You need to see improper fractions with different denominator, do common multiple denominator, and all you should do. Namgadela beda. Fractions, why do you have to deduct? Fraction is there, no? Correct or not? Opening. Fraction is there, no? Closing. Instead of taking difference between fractions and multiplying with amount, this fraction with amount, this fraction with amount. Amounts you take difference. Easy. Rather than difference between fractions and then multiplying with amount, both the fractions multiply with amount and then take the difference between the resulting amounts. That's what we're doing. So A is capital account debit for 11,475. B is capital account debit 22,950. This is our goodwill entry. What is a goodwill entry? A is capital debit 11,475. B is capital debit 22,950. To C is capital account 34,425. A and B is capital debit. C is capital credit. Shall I do that? Come on here. In our capital account. Never. Sir, can I write in current account? Yo, yeah, you can write in current account also. You want me to write in current account? One ille barena. C's capital will increase by 34,425. And B's capital will decrease by 11,475 and 22,950. Did you understand this? Pakka? Any doubts? Then what do we have after that? Depreciation on revised value of assets would be ignored. We change the value of the asset. You don't have to again compute depreciation on the excess. Let's say asset was, how much was that? Plant and machinery. Yeah? Land and building was 1,80,000. You would have charged depreciation on 1,80,000. Now you added 45. You should charge depreciation on that. They're telling ignore it. You would have, however, ignored it. You would have, however, but they mentioned it again. Why? Ali jaga baratte. To fill that paper, they've given it. Done. Come to the last page of the question. You are required to prepare partners capital, partners current, balance sheet. That's it. Question is over. Now what do we do? Close P&L appropriation. Profit you get transferred to partners capital account. Close revaluation account, transfer to partners capital. Partners capital. A and B balance carried on balance sheet. C partners loan balance sheet. On that balance sheet amount, you write interest also. That interest will come in P&L appropriation account also for the second half. That's the only thing that you should be cautious. Shall we start now? Pakka. First close C's capital. Why? If you first close revaluation, write it to partners capital, close partners capital, write it to balance sheet. Balance sheet will tally. Then you will say, ayya, yo, interest kodabeku. So first to close partners capital, find C's money. But to find partners capital, we should close revaluation. So we'll close revaluation. We'll close partners capital. But remember, before you tally the balance sheet, we should do interest. That is the reason wherever interest will come, I've written interest without writing amount. And we remember it is 12%, but we don't know amount. We know that once we get to know the principal, we'll do into 6/12 into 12%. 6/12 also don't forget. Only 6 months interest. Done. He didn't die on 1st of January. He died on 30th of June. Celebrated New Year, celebrated Sankranti, Mahashivratri, everything. Before Independence Day, he died. Before Chartered Accountants Day, he died. 30th of June. Next morning, eddidre Chartered Accountants Day. We'll close revaluation account first. revaluation account is there in the beginning. How much? 45,000. 45,000 minus 11,250. 33,750. Old partners in old profit sharing ratio. 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 3 by 10. How much is it? 13,500, 10,125, 10,125. Sorry, yeah. I'll write this in my current account. I'll write here by revaluation account. 13,500, 10,125, 10,125. Got it? So revaluation account closed. Let me close current account of only partner C. Don't close it for partner A and B. Why? Partner A and B though, ಈ second period ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, you want second period's profit share to partner A and B. This will be we will get to know this only after we write interest. To write this interest, I should close partner C's column to identify loan. So to do that, I'll close first 6 months, but I'll not close the next 6 months column. 1,17,000 profit in the first 6 months. In the 28,350 is interest on capital paid. What is the balance profit share to partners? 88,650 between A, B and C. 4:3:3 ratio. 35,460, 26,595, 26,595. Sir, ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. This you should compute no interest. After this interest only you will get this. This interest will be found after you find C's loan. So we should wait for that. I'll write this 35,460, 26,595, 26,595 in our partner's current account. I'll write here by P&L adjustment, P&L appropriation. So I'll write only C's portion. A and B, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? We'll write this 35,460 and whatever we get here together. So now I'll write only C portion. How much? 26,595. If you want me to write separately, I can write here 2 times. Like how we wrote interest on capital here. Wait, wow. Now tell me how much is C's total here? 79,245. How much is the C's balance which will be transferred to capital? 79,245 minus 54. 25,245. In partner's current account, I have written 2 capital. In capital account, I'll write C's current account 25,245. This much should be paid to C. I'll write here total 164,245. That is the loan of C. How much is C's loan? 1,60,245. Will we pay them right now? No. In the balance sheet on the liability side, I'll write 160,245 C's loan. On this 160,245, interest at 12% for 6 months. How much does it come to? I'll tell you again, 1,60,245 into 12% into 6 by 12. 9,615. I wrote it here. This 9,615, I'll also write it in my P&L appropriation account as expense. Once I write that 9,615, now I'll find the profit to be shared between A and B. 1,17,000 minus 20,250 minus 9,615. 87,135. This will be shared between them equally. 43,568, 43,568. This 43,568 and 43,568 is profits. I'll add it with this. How much is yes? 35,460 plus 43,568. Avagle bardirilla. Avagle we wrote only partner C. How much? 79. Okay. What about partner B? 26,595, 43,568. 70,000. That's the partner's current account balance. Close the current account balance and write balance carried on. If A and B, you need not transfer it to capital. It will appear like that only in the balance sheet. Total 26, 29, 39, 39 plus 79, 1,19,528. If I write 1,19,528 here and 93,788 here, what is the balance carried on here? 72,053 here. What do we get? 16,838. So this 72,053 and 16,838, I'll write in our balance sheet A, B. 72,053 and 16,838 together 88,890. Similarly, I'll close the capital of partners A and B. 225, 112, 500. Balance carried down. 225 and 112, 500. Done. This 225 and 112, 500 of A and B. I'll write in my balance sheet A, B, 225, 112, 500 together 3,37,500. Done. Now take the total. Balance sheet has to tally. 6 lakh 63 750. 6 lakh 63 750. Yay! Lengthy, agreed. 20 marks, agreed. But not difficult. What was difficult in this? Lengthy, I agree. Not difficult. We took about 40 minutes. I saw what time did I start, what time did I stop. 40 minutes. Madhyali joke, horror movie, explanation, and we did it. Frankly speaking, if you are of calm mind, you can solve this in 15, 16 minutes. You don't even need 20 in the exam. Okay, max 20 minutes. You can finish in 20. You can take up to 35, 40 minutes to solve 20 marks question in the exam. Just telling you. 35, 40 minutes is affordable for a big question like this. Did you get it? So, what you consider to be a question which was, you told no, it was very, very difficult. Does it seem still difficult? It is not difficult, huh? It is actually difficult. I made it easy in the class. You people are like, okay, it's actually not difficult, sir. You know, credit to you. Jokes apart, it is actually not difficult. It's not like I made it easy. I made it little clear to you people. Just made you people think little differently. Ashte.